Every human being walks through life with a lantern of dreams, some large enough to tower across skylines, others small enough to flicker like a candle hidden in cupped palms. These dreams, whether it is to open a tiny bakery, publish a poem, learn to play the violin, or simply provide a safe home for one's children, are the oxygen of the human soul. Yet too often, those lanterns are snuffed out by careless remarks, cynical laughter, or the withering indifference of people too hardened to remember what it feels like to hope. Dale Carnegie's philosophy echoes through this truth. If you wish to win lasting friends and influence lives, do not merely respect people as they are, but respect what they long to become. When you treat another's dream as sacred, you do more than acknowledge their present, you invest in their future. And that investment is never forgotten. Think of the countless people whose lives were derailed not by lack of resources, but by lack of encouragement. A child tells a teacher she wants to be an astronaut, and the teacher scoffs. That's too hard. A young employee suggests a bold idea in a meeting, and the manager dismisses it without thought. A father confides to a friend about starting a side business, and the friend waves him off. That will never work. Such moments are tiny daggers to the spirit, and though the scars remain invisible, they bleed potential into silence. Conversely, one moment of validation, a mentor who says, "That's ambitious, but I believe in you," or a friend who says, "How can I help?" can ignite courage that fuels decades of effort. Respect for dreams is respect for humanity itself. History is scattered with stories of ordinary people whose extraordinary contributions were born from the soil of someone else's encouragement. Thomas Edison's mother, when told by teachers that her son was too stupid to learn, told young Thomas instead that he was too bright for ordinary schooling. He carried her faith like armor, eventually lighting the world with invention. Imagine the darkness had she crushed his dream instead of nourishing it. Such stories remind us that to respect another's dream is to participate in the shaping of history, because the future is simply today's fragile dreams made durable by faith. In everyday life, respecting dreams requires humility. It is easy to project our own fears, failures, or limitations onto others. A person who once tried and failed to launch a business might tell a friend not to bother. A musician who gave up might discourage their child from pursuing music. But when we dismiss others' ambitions because of our own disappointments, we become jailers, not guides. Carnegie would challenge us to do the opposite, to separate our experiences from theirs, to recognize that their dream may carry a destiny far beyond our imagination, and to grant them the freedom to try without our shackles of doubt. By respecting even the smallest dream, you may be nurturing greatness in disguise. Leaders especially must guard this principle. In workplaces, ideas are oxygen. Stifling them kills innovation. Employees who feel mocked or ignored when they propose improvements stop contributing, retreating into compliance instead of creativity. But leaders who create a culture where every dream, no matter how small, is welcomed and explored, unleash energy that transforms organizations. Google's famous 20% time policy, which encouraged employees to pursue side projects, birthed Gmail and Google Maps, products now used by billions. Those ideas might never have survived in environments where only serious, realistic proposals were entertained. Respecting dreams is not naive indulgence. It is pragmatic wisdom, for within the fragile seed of a small idea may lie an oak tree that shades generations. Friendship, too, is tested on this ground. We all know companions who roll their eyes when we share an aspiration, treating our hope as childish fantasy. And we all know those rare friends whose eyes light up and who say, "That's amazing, tell me more." The difference is immense. One diminishes you into silence, the other expands you into growth. True influence requires being the kind of person whose presence amplifies others' courage, rather than shrinks it. To be remembered as a friend who respected dreams is to be remembered as the one who believed when belief was hardest to find. Parents hold perhaps the most sacred responsibility in this regard. A child's first fragile dream, whether to paint, to sing, to invent, to heal, often emerges clumsily, without skill. And parents who laugh, mock, or demand something practical may wound their children's very sense of self. But parents who listen, encourage, and provide resources, however small, plant resilience into their children's hearts.
Not every child will become an astronaut, an actor, or a scientist, but the respect shown to their dream teaches them self-worth, determination, and confidence to keep dreaming anew. Even if the dream shifts, the lesson remains, my hopes are worthy of respect. That belief can anchor a lifetime.
In marriage, respect for dreams becomes the glue of intimacy. Too many relationships wither not from betrayal, but from indifference to each other's aspirations. When one partner dismisses the other's ambitions, be it writing a book, returning to school, or starting a garden, the dismissed partner feels unseen, unloved. Conversely, when spouses nurture each other's goals, even in practical ones, they create a bond that deepens with every shared risk and every shared triumph. A husband who stays up late helping his wife rehearse for her small community theater role, or a wife who cheers her husband's attempt to learn guitar at 50, invests in more than hobbies. They invest in mutual dignity, in the sacred act of saying, I honor the light within you. Carnegie warned that criticism wounds pride. But we can extend this truth. Dismissal wounds hope. Both injuries scar relationships. Just as wise leaders replace criticism with encouragement, wise friends and partners replace dismissal with curiosity. Ask questions. What draws you to this dream? How can I support you? Such questions affirm not only the dream, but the dreamer. And once affirmed, dreamers often surprise us by accomplishing far more than even they imagined. The irony is that dreams respected tend to grow realistic through persistence, while dreams mocked often stay unrealistic because they die unborn. Consider the modern world, buzzing with distractions and cynicism. Social media often parades ridicule of people daring to try something new, whether a small business, a creative project, or a fitness journey. The crowd mocks failures with memes, forgetting that every master was once a beginner fumbling awkwardly. Respecting dreams in this era requires courage, because it often means standing against the tide of sarcasm. Yet those who practice it become rare beacons of humanity, magnets for loyalty, because everyone hungers for someone who will take their hopes seriously. Respect is the rarest currency online. Those who spend it generously become wealthy in influence. Respecting others' dreams also reshapes our own mindset. It trains us to see potential rather than limitation, to look at a struggling street artist and imagine tomorrow's gallery, to look at a stuttering student and imagine tomorrow's orator. This posture of hope sharpens our vision of life itself. The more we honor dreams around us, the more we nourish own courage to dream without shame. Influence, therefore, becomes cyclical. By dignifying others' hopes, we strengthen the ecosystem of aspiration in which our own hopes may flourish. Sometimes the dream we are asked to respect seems impossible, even foolish. Does that mean we should lie or falsely flatter? Not at all. Respecting a dream does not require blind endorsement. It requires sincere acknowledgement of its meaning. You may think your friend's goal of becoming a professional athlete at 40 is improbable, but you can still honor the determination, the discipline, and the desire for health behind it. You can encourage the values embedded in the dream without pretending certainty about its outcome. People do not remember us for predicting their failure or success. They remember whether we mocked or encouraged them along the way. There's also a deeper ethical dimension. Dreams are extensions of identity. To respect a dream is to respect the person. To belittle a dream is to belittle the soul. This principle is why societies that thrive are those that protect the freedom to pursue diverse ambitions. Artists, scientists, entrepreneurs, caregivers. Tyrannies crush dreams to control people. Free communities nurture them to unleash creativity. On a micro level, each of us faces the same choice in our daily conversations. Will we be tyrants in miniature, strangling aspirations with our cynicism? Or liberators in miniature, watering them with encouragement? Think of your own life.
Who respected your dreams when they were most fragile? A teacher who told you your writing was powerful? A coach who believed you could run faster than you thought? A friend who said, "I'll invest in your idea"? These people remain engraved in memory because they honored not just what you were, but what you longed to become. Their respect became fuel you still burn today. Now, consider, whose dream could you respect this week? Who around you is waiting silently for just one word of validation? Influence lies in these moments, not in grand speeches, but in quiet affirmations that whisper, "Your hopes matter." The principle, then, is both simple and profound. Respect people's dreams, even the small ones. Do it in workplaces where ideas are the seeds of innovation. Do it in families where children's hopes are the blueprints of character. Do it in friendships where encouragement cements loyalty. Do it in society where respecting dreams preserves freedom itself. In every sphere of life, to honor another's aspiration is to win their trust, their gratitude, and their lifelong remembrance. As Carnegie might say if he were alive today, criticism may wound and praise may lift, but nothing binds hearts together like the sacred act of respecting the fragile light of someone's dream. Because one day, that flicker you respected may become a flame that warms the world